He quote tweeted it, goes, "Some are addicted to stealing glitter."
It's another edition of KFC Radio coming to you live from Las Vegas. It's me, Feitelberg, and a whole bunch of smashed potato bowls.
Can you sing the song you were singing before? It's really good.
Smashed potato, smashed potato, smashed potato bowl. Smashed potato, smashed potato, smashed potato bowl. Got the bacon and the cheese in my smashed potato bowl. Got the fries and the taters in my smashed potato bowl. Got the cheese sauce. I got the cheese sauce. I got the cheese sauce in my smashed potato bowl. Got the smashed potato, smashed potato, smashed potato bowl.
That was good rapping right there. I'm not the guy you want to say you're doing a good job rapping, but yeah, that's a hell of a job rapping, dude.
That was my mic check earlier, and I was like, I'm kind of feeling it right now.
That was real good stuff. Mm-hmm. The smashed potato bowl. This is obviously it's an ad read, but also this isn't a lie.
Finish it before the ad read started.
This is the only meal I've had. In Las Vegas.
I know.
This is the only thing keeping me alive.
I don't eat breakfast because I'm like I'll just eat the smashed potato bowl at the house,
and then I eat all day. Like dude, I'm not kidding you. I'm sorry, that's a lie. We've been here since Sunday afternoon. It's now Wednesday afternoon. The only thing I've eaten that isn't smashed potato bowl is I had a piece of lasagna. I've had a few bananas too, but I mean like
lasagna.
meals.
Where'd you get the lasagna?
In the casino.
Ugh, casino lasagna. Why are you gonna get that when you can get a smashed potato bowl?
It tastes exactly like casino.
I don't
lasagna.
think what people realize. The smashed potato bowl. First of all, you can get it with the chicken, so it's actually like a full blown meal if you need it to be. It's $3.49. When you add chicken, probably a little bit more. But I just told you it's got the bacon and the fries. It has shredded cheese sprinkled on it, but then cheese sauce. Mm-hmm. The cheese sauce is where everything gets all kind of gooey and comes together. Go get yourself a smashed potato bowl. Well, they are $3.49 for a whole meal.
Oh, what?
No, I mean this is like a whole meal, bro.
I didn't know it was $3.49.
$3.49. You get the maybe like a little bit more with the chicken, but $3.49 for everything you need in a meal. If you're a college kid, if you're trying to save money, you're a family on a budget, go get your smashed potato bowl. $3.49 for everything you need, particularly if you like the potatoes. Oh, and by the way, we're just so fly.
Yeah.
I forgot to address the fact that you're wearing a KFC Radio, KFC
This is
bucket
actually
hat.
a very cool shirt.
That shirt is cool. The original KFC with the original Colonel Sanders, I think. At least, I don't know.
Yeah.
For all I know, that could be an Instagram filter and they took it yesterday.
Yeah, it's just
but it looks like it.
It's Jim Gaffigan in the sepia tone.
Jim Gaffigan, if you're watching this, you should be the Colonel Sanders.
I think he is. I think, they always rotate the Colonel. I think he's been it before.
You're right. Okay, yeah. Smash your hunger with the next level comfort food from KFC's smashed potato bowls, filled to the brim with potatoy, cheesy, bacony, delicious goodness for only $3.49. Only available at KFC. So Vegas, baby. Last night we did the Vegas Nights. One of the most electric in-person live sporting events.
I'd heard that a lot. Obviously, it lived up to it,
bro.
It was pretty crazy
for a Tuesday night regular season game. Granted, you're talking defending Cup champs versus Connor McDavid, but it's middle of the season regular season game. They do a full-blown playoff intro, which I almost have to imagine if you're a player. An employee, a season ticket holder, at some point you must just be like, I'm just here for the game, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'll show up a little bit late because I don't need the fucking Knights fighting on the ice.
Yeah, I don't need the Broadway show or the.
It's literally Broadway. That's exactly what it is. It's like a 20-minute Broadway show before the game starts. Which when you see it for the first time, it's incredible. That night, the night helmet that comes down while the other guys are like ice fighting. The Jumbotron video is funny. Where that guy's practicing in the woods.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, who the fuck made this?
But it is for sure a little silly. But you you buy into it. You're like, this is what we're doing.
You know what? If we were gay, we would call it camp.
Yeah.
This is hockey's version of camp. So yeah, you buy into it and you like it. We had, I think, the only person on the planet Earth that could go toe-to-toe with Frank the Tank behind us last night. I mean, he was right in me and Jackie's ear. And
it's crazy. I thought he was right in my ear.
Oh, really? I think he was directly behind. There were probably people on the other side of the fucking arena who thought they were behind this guy. He was so loud, had to be drunk.
I don't think he was. I thought that at first, and the more I listened, I thought he was stone sober.
But he was cheering like for anybody that touched the puck. It was like, I was like, oh, we got like a diehard Vegas, because I was very intrigued by the whole idea of a Vegas team. And I was like, all these people here are just Vegas locals, like coming to see their team. And then I was like, this guy, he's just a Knights fan. But then he was like cheering at the wrong times and didn't know what was going on in the game. And I was like, do you know what the fuck? And it was like a boat horn, just like, brr. It was so loud, dude.
I don't know if I notice it more in hockey because it's the game I know the best, or if it's because hockey just attracts fans like this. But I notice a lot of people who get into hockey late in life and are all the way in.
Think they know
like
everything.
Someone who starts to like hockey at 35 likes hockey more than I like hockey.
Right.
And I love hockey.
Because they've just discovered it. And
it's like I've been married to hockey for 30 years. Like I'm, I love it.
You just started fucking hockey. Yeah. I stopped fucking hockey. I stopped fucking hockey 10 years ago. But I still love her. Yeah.
And it's like they're always just screaming. Because hockey is the particular sport where and I guess any sport, now that I'm thinking about it, but you can just scream at all times. There's something to scream about at every single time. And it was, I like walking out, I was like, that dude definitely started liking hockey at the latest or earliest when the Knights got here. And I appreciate. I'm not like fuck that. You guys, that's cool. Like that's awesome that he's that passionate about it. I would prefer if you were a few rows behind me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just don't want you in my fucking eardrum. But we say all this to explain that we had to do a little double dip. We had to go to the game. Shout out to Game Time, hooked us up with the tickets. But it overlapped with Hank's performance at the comedy club. If you're not aware, Hank on Pardon My Take came in last place for fantasy, either the fantasy league or gambling, whatever it was. And the punishment was you had to do an hour-long stand-up set. And last night was the night. So we were at the Space off the Strip in Vegas. And the guy who does memes for Pardon My Take social media had to do an opening 15 minutes. And then Hank was on for an hour. And I would say if you gave people the choice, like you failed, you came in last place in fantasy sports, you can either like do an hour of stand-up comedy or like everyone in the league gets to punch you in the face once. I think most people would take the punch.
See, I would take. I don't think that.
Well, you're not a normal person, dude.
But also like even like and I obviously can't put myself in Hank's body. Like I think there's a part of him that liked that.
Well, so this is what I really want to get into. I'm looking dead into the camera at you, local Las Vegas KFC Radio listeners who might have been at that show last night. If you were at that show last night, you need to go to church and go to confession. You need to write a handwritten letter apologizing to Hank. You need to atone for your sins because you were the worst fucking crowd in the history of fake stand-up shows ever. This crowd sat there in dead silence, like waiting for him to break out like a real, meticulous comedy routine. Like, you know what this is. It's a fantasy football punishment. It's funny that we're going to watch the guy squirm on stage, and what you do is you fucking laugh, and you reply, and you give him some energy and some shit to work with. You dickheads. They just sat there.
We were a little late because we were at the game, and like I walked in. I've seen this. I'd seen 20 minutes of it in Chicago, and Hank did really well, and the crowd responded well, and it was a good crowd, and it was fun. Vegas, it was like everyone got barked into it. Like they didn't they thought they were going to a real comedy show.
Like they didn't even know who Hank was.
And they were
like,
"What's happening here?" Like it was
a bunch of PMT
it
fans.
sold out in 10 minutes. Like you obviously knew what it was.
People watch it on pay-per-view, sold out right away. They know all the references. They're shouting out the inside jokes.
No, they didn't know all the references. Remember when he's like, "You guys remember Larry?" Like,
not well.
There was a smattering of like, yeah.
Well, it's the problem, bro. We're getting old.
Larry's like 4 years old.
No, he's not, bro. When you think about it, It's getting there.
Maybe first Larry was older, but they did Larry for a few years.
I guess the whole thing was that Larry lived for 4 years, but like the beginning of Larry 2 was probably like 2015.
No.
I saw Larry. I think.
But when did it? Yeah, you gotta talk on the mic. I'm just saying you could probably be like a diehard listener of PMT that you listen every day for the last couple of years, and you missed fucking Larry. But if you're buying a ticket to go see Hank, you're a fucking diehard PMT fan, and you should know all the references. Or if you don't, you just fucking cheer and yell. It drives me nuts. We saw it on the road for our show where it's like if a crowd just has a couple people who are a little bit drunk and a little bit fun and they just, they whoop and they holler and they shout shit, the rest of the crowd's like, oh, okay, cool, like let's do this. And if you get a crowd, maybe it's a Barstool audience thing, I don't know, maybe that they just didn't have those people in the audience to be like, yeah, fuck you, Hank, like let's go, Hank, whatever. And it was just like they just sat there and were kind of like,
I was waiting for him to
go. Yeah, it's bad. We know it's fucking bad. That's the point.
I was waiting for him to go full heel on it.
Well, I think we missed a little bit of that because PFT did tell us that he said, "Fuck you guys, laugh."
Well, that's what I mean. He did. We caught a couple of them. He's like, "You guys are so weird. Why are you here?"
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Go all the way."
Yeah, he should have.
That should have burn it down. Dude.
That should have been it. He should have gone down the row and been like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out." I thought, for an hour, people do not understand how long an hour of solo work is. Like, that's a lot for someone who does. And then you get up there and you talk faster and you forget what you're going to do. So you really have to almost have like an hour and a half of material. But I've never felt so bad in my life. So as Hank gets on stage, I guess not even before Hank got on stage, Dave got up and left.
Yes, I believe so.
So Dave did not like any of this Hank stand-up thing. He's been chirping about it for a while now, saying that Hank is not doing his job because he's too busy worried about his stand-up act. I would say that based on how that went last night, I don't think Hank spent all that much time on his stand-up act, so I don't know if that's true, but that is definitely Dave's perception of the matter. When asked, like, how do you think Hank's going to do tonight? He was like, I think he's going to bomb, but I just hope he gets it over with so he can get back to working for the company and not pretending to be a star. So he was already like, I don't really give a fuck about this. And then we missed it, but I understand that PMT memes got up there and bombed on a level that was like almost unimaginable.
Yeah.
Like not even a funny bomb or like we'll remember this, just like terrible. And Dave just got up and left. And Hank's like first thing on stage was like, Dave Portnoy's here, and he was like walking out the door as he said it, and then goes, we just saw like the video we played, KFC's in the building, and I wasn't there, and I can't tell you how fucking guilty I felt about that. The minute I found out until right now, and probably for the next week or so, I feel so fucking bad that he went back to back. Dave's here. KFC's here. Nope. Oh, my God. That's brutal. And I was texting him ahead of time, be like, you're going to kill tonight. Don't worry. And then we had to juggle both things. So I was like, all right, we'll get there in time. And I never in a million years thought he would shout me out. You know what I mean? So it's like the one time you did was like the 5 minutes I wasn't there. I feel fucking terrible about that. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. I think he was like so mad at everybody else that he was like, I don't fucking care, whatever. He also said R.I.P. Kobe Teeth instead of Toby Keith, which is still very funny when you know. With everything that happened, that's funny. I just think like Kobe's teeth is Kobe died in a horrible crash, and I just think of Kobe's teeth as like. What? That made me laugh. Kobe teeth. First thing I thought of when I heard that was, Kobe being identified by his teeth. So.
Oh my God.
That's what popped into my head. So yeah, Vegas is an absolute, out of all of the things that Barstool has done, this is the biggest logistical shit show and nightmare we've ever experienced. And I'm so happy Dave just like stepped in and made some sense of the whole thing. When I found out that we're doing our podcast here, but Bree's podcast is at the hotel, but the rundown's here, but the interview's there, and everything's half an hour away. I was like, this is fucking insanity. Just move the rundown to the house. Just move the rundown to the hotel. We have a studio set up in a suite. And I don't have the power to do that. But Dave just got the security guys to all move some couches. So Ashley Furniture is in the hotel. And
that's nice.
We're doing the fucking rundown so we don't have to drive a half hour every day for no goddamn reason. I mean, this one was nuts. This was like, there's 3 different places. They're all a half hour away. But everybody, like if everyone's at the same place, it's fine. But everybody's doing something different everywhere. Yeah. And you got to do the on-location interviews. We're in the car for like 3 hours a day. I don't understand how we're 10 Super Bowls in, and it's still. I know it's not an easy thing to plan, so I'm sure the people doing it are like, "Fuck you! You try to find a house and a hotel and all this shit." But it really sometimes I'm like, does anybody think about things at all? And once again, as always, just a blatant amount of disrespect on my name from Barstool once again. I get a text from Dave yesterday, and he says, "Are you?" So here, this was great actually. Dave texted me, "Are you not doing Barstool Radio?" And I was like, "Is this motherfucker kidding me? Did he expect me and John to do Barstool Radio this week?" Because that was originally the idea. Like the Yak they're doing their show, we'll do Barstool Radio, and then there's the live show. And I was like, no, not after all this. Canceling like 3 different versions of the show. No way he expected this. And he didn't. What he meant was what we're calling Barstool Live, which is me, Dan, and Dave at the bar. So he says, I said, "Do you mean the thing at the bar?" Because yes, I'm doing that. I said, "Is there some sort of problem with that?" And he goes, "You tell me." And he sends me the promotional posters for the week. And it's just Dan and Dave's big fucking heads. Just like, Dan and Dave will be at the bar today for radio. And so it was actually Dave looking out for me, because it's always the logistical people who fuck me. Leave me off of the list. Don't put me in the upfronts. Don't include me in the meeting. Whatever it is. And Dave's the one who's always like, stop fucking doing this. And they just keep doing it every year. So he got me thrown onto the poster. But then there's the added wrinkle. I thought that radio was all week long. I thought it was a 5-day-a-week thing, because we were told we were going to come Wednesday through Friday, but then KFC became our sponsor, and they're like, you need to be there the whole week. So I figured other people were going to be here all week.
Yeah.
Not just us. So I was supposed to go home on Friday. So I asked Dave, can I leave on Friday and you guys just handle it? I figured 1 day out of 5, no big deal. But it turns out now that's 1 day out of 3. And then I found out that our interview with Bert and Tom tomorrow are right in the middle of the Barstool Live. So now I'm only going to do it 1 day. And he made a big stink to put me back on the poster. So I moved my flight so that I'm doing radio on Friday.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I was like,
I wouldn't have said that to you. I think that's a smart plan.
I had a whole text written out to Dave. Everything I just described, I tried to put it into a text to Dave. So I was like, hey man, so I got super confused with the locations, the hotel, the house, and the time, plus the time difference. I also thought we were going to be here 5 days. So that's why I asked if I could leave on Friday, because it would only be missing 1 day of radio out of 5, not 3. Typing all this out. So that's why I asked if I could leave early, but now I feel bad. I also just found out that Tom and Bert are the box is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I see, I see the name Portnoy at the top, and then this, and I went, delete. And I called Kyle and I said, get me the red eye home. I'll do it. And I was like, there is no world where pressing send on this text message is worth, 6 more hours of my life. I mean, it is going to suck so much dick. I'm going to land. I have to go right from the airport, pick up my kids, and just go into like dad weekend. I have like a whole family thing planned. Fucking shoot me. But I was like, it was like, which person who I'm like, terrified of the most do I need to figure out? Like, is Dave gonna be mad at me? Is my ex-wife gonna be mad at me? Who do I like? Who? And I just middled it and fucked myself. So, that was not, especially after if he like chewed somebody out for the poster and then I was really only there for one day. It's like, fuck, I can't do that. So I mean, I could have had to go home to like a funeral or something super important, and I probably was going to change that flight no matter what. So yeah, we're here, but it is the lightest like workload we've had at one of these in a while. I mean, you did I say light workload, and then I realized like we tried to add something else into the mix, and we were like, we're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
but it's light for us. Usually we have like a serious show, 2 podcasts, 5 interviews, live radio all week long, and this is just like a couple interviews, couple podcasts. You're doing Out of Order. I'm doing radio a couple days. I'm like, is this borderline a real vacation? It's kind of nice.
Dude, we did Out of Order today. What do you think the desert's made out of?
Sand?
Wrong! Yes!
It's like clay, right?
No, it's fucking rock and dirt.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah,
Just like
dude.
Concrete?
It's like it's mostly rocks.
I knew it wasn't going to be like a beach sand.
I thought it was going to be sand.
No, you didn't. Really?
Yeah.
Like the I mean,
we got there to the location
like the
today.
Sahara Desert is kind of like that. But like when you see like The Hangover, they're not like walking in like the sand where you're like falling in.
I guess it wasn't close enough. Like when we got to that location today, I was like, well, this doesn't look anything like the desert. like no one's gonna believe we're lost in the desert. This is fucking a bunch of dirt and rocks.
Yeah, I thought it was like kind of like a red clay almost.
Nah, it's just dirt.
Dirt.
And guess what? Can you tell if I'm dirty right now?
No, are you? It's all over your face.
I was
windy?
rolling around in that shit, but it doesn't fucking stick to you. I would, when you walked in this door,
Wait,
I
you
was
wanted
shocked.
it to stick to you?
Yeah, well,
For the
I was
shot.
I'm
You're a
straight
man
in
of
the
honor.
desert.
Yeah. I got it.
I tell you what.
So you
I
thought
feel
you-
dirty as hell.
So the shot wasn't worth it, but you feel like shit. Great. You are truly a man of of the craft.
It was like it just is the desert. And then you know what we remembered about 30 seconds into shooting? Remembered about a little something called snakes. And buddy, there are snake holes
Everywhere.
all over the desert.
And you're supposed to be like crawling in the dirt and shit.
No, I was just doing that before to get dirty. We're just kind of walking.
Oh, yeah, naturally. I was
But,
I was just rolling the dirt before the cameras are rolling.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how you do. Fucking insane.
But particularly when Nick and I went on that walk, we like for like a different shot. Like, bro, it was snake holes everywhere. And those things,
I feel like there's the snakes that kill you too, right? We're talking like American Southwest sort of shit where it's like these are not your average like Northeast snakes.
I was like,
Like
I said
snakes.
before the shoot, I was like, hey, if one of us gets bit, everyone remember, you gotta suck it.
Yo, I almost wish somebody got bit because knowing you guys, you'd be like, all right, now we're doing a skit about sucking out venom. Yeah. Yeah. Like the best thing that can happen right now is someone's like ass cheek gets bit and Feitelberg is sucking Nick's butt. I can just see Nick going, do it. Come on, I'm gonna die. Do it.
No, we were laughing about the idea that like I get bit, everyone just starts sucking each other off.
Dude, I got bit on the hand. What are you doing? I gotta suck your dick.
Dude, Nick, stop sucking Kyle's dick. I got bit on the ankle.
That would be fucking great, man.
Yeah, it's very disappointing.
Did it look like The Hangover?
It's exactly like a desert, bro.
What?
It looks exactly like a desert.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't realize I'd never seen it up close.
Right. That
On
I can
camera.
understand. You think of like sand and cactus. Yeah.
There's bushes and there's cacti.
I'll
and
tell you,
there's
we got
mountains.
Vegas all fucked up. We got it all wrong. We didn't know the weather. We don't know what the deserts are like.
Yeah.
We
Dude,
were going to bed in the middle of the day. It's all fucked up.
When we were shooting, Pat, one of the security guys had driven us out there, and there was a walking path. So he was kind of hanging out on the walking path, talking to people walking by, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of locals walking by. They say it's 120 out here. Like, guys will walk at 5 a.m. It's still 110 degrees. They say it's
When?
in the
I guess
summer.
only in the summer, so it's just like a temperate.
This is like 3 months of torture, and then this.
Huh. And the rain's different though, right? The rain. I mean, it rained for 3 straight days in Vegas.
The rain is what we call a pineapple express, Kevin.
Okay.
Don't know. Someone just said it to me in the elevator today.
Okay. I thought Pineapple Express was just the name of weed.
It is. No, I think that's because I think it's a Colorado snowstorm. This woman was from Colorado talking to me in the elevator. And
Can we Google this?
it is. She said it's a Colorado snowstorm. And this is the rain. It's not cold enough here for the snow.
So it's that storm front, but it's just warm enough that it turns to rain.
Yeah.
And it's the pineapple. Was it? I bet you it's a storm front that's shaped like a pineapple that comes through quickly. Pineapple Express. Starts off in Hawaii.
Hawaii, there it is. But again, it goes up to Colorado?
I'm sure that's just the whole area. Yeah. Interesting. Speaking of the security guys, I fucking love them all, man. They're all so awesome. The most iconic race in motorsports, the Great American Race, Daytona 500 is coming. We're going down there. It's my first time ever down to Daytona. You too?
Yes. First time down.
KFC Radio's first time ever down at the Great American Race. 500 miles, 200 laps on a 2.5-mile track. We're going to get completely immersed in Daytona culture. So you'll see me, John, Jackie, and Pavs down there at Daytona along with Large and Spider. Frankie Borelli, that little creep, is coming. We got a hodgepodge crew coming together on February 18th on Fox. If you're not going to be down there, sucks for you, but you can watch it on TV on Fox, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Rock is the Grand Marshal. You know, nothing more American than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and NASCAR. The pre-show race is featuring Pitbull. Oh my God.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm in front row with that.
Dale. We will. I mean, we're gonna go to that, right? Hell yeah. And then there's, of course, the star drivers: Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace. But man, The Rock, Pitbull, and NASCAR at Daytona. Let's go. The Daytona 500, the most iconic race in sports, is here. So you can watch only on Fox, February 18th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a security team of all retired NYPD cops who are all retired NYPD cops. I mean, the accents, the size, they're all like Irish and Italian. They're all built exactly how you'd expect. They're all doing real security work. Like, we're all just dumb dickheads, but they are like everywhere we go, they're like scouting it out and making sure everything's like safe. Because honestly, I remember like 7 Super Bowls ago, we were in Houston. And it was the Comedy Central one, and there was some question about like, do we have security at the bar? And I remember me and Dave being like, what the fuck? Who needs security? Like, who fucking cares? Like, I don't think people know who we are, you know? But now, I mean, stakes have changed. I don't ever feel unsafe ever or anything like that. But Dave's very, very rich, and we have a lot of haters, and Dave particularly, you know, getting involved in like politics and all that shit. Like, you never know. And so those guys are like always kind of like scanning the crowd and making sure everything's good. But what they end up really doing is just driving us everywhere while we're a bunch of fucking clowns. You know what I mean? So like I was getting around.
I always feel bad making it because it's almost like you're domesticating like a tiger.
Well, yes.
Where it's like, oh, you tiger, you're a guard dog now. And
yes.
Like, dude, you live in the suburbs.
So I rode solo, and we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, I feel bad like making you like a chauffeur or whatever. And he's like, dude, I'm retired now. Like, I worked with the gang unit in the Bronx. This is good. I'm fucking happy with this. I'm happy
to watch you two idiots do whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. He's
although when I got in the car with Pat, I was like, and you hear it because he was telling me about all the temperatures on and stuff. I was like, you hear anything about snakes? And he's like, I hadn't thought about snakes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, dude.
Listen, you drop a bunch of guys from Staten Island who work the gang unit in the Bronx. They can handle a lot of shit. Snakes ain't one of them. Snakes in a Vegas desert is going to scare the fuck out of those guys. But did you see Security Mike enter the Terror Dome at Dave Portnoy?
I saw some of it, yes.
Yeah. I don't care, you know. So Mike is like the head of the unit. I think of it as like they were in real life, but now I think of them as like that Baltimore gun unit. What's it called?
In the one with John Bernthal?
Yeah, what was that called? It was like their version of SEAL Team 6. They had like a name to it, right?
Yeah, I forget.
It's like The Wire and all that.
Yeah.
So I think of those guys like that's them. You know what I mean?
How
Like,
about that show?
They
Great show.
they are that gang unit for Barstool, right?
Yeah.
And-
Also, a notoriously bad game.
Yeah. But also like the cool. You know what I mean? They're terrible and they were like corrupt
You
and
know,
all that.
all those guys who went to jail, they're like them.
You know, but those are the guys doing what they got to do to get the job done. But you know, so they've like seen it all, done it all. But when Mike was in the blender for a minute with Dave, I was like, "Welcome to the Terror Dome, man. I don't care who you are. If you're part of this operation, you don't want to step in that shit." So Dave walked into the house, and Mike shushed him. Now, I love Mike, and I think he actually would be incredible in content if he wasn't running the whole security operation and he was on camera a little more. I think people would love him. I think they already do from the little bits they see him as is. But he could have his own goddamn show. But he's built for content because he started to spin it his own way. He was like, I was just telling you that they were live. And I was like, did you shush or not shush? I got to talk to Mike. Because if you say to someone, yo, they're live, that's like a, hey, make sure, hot mic. But if you put the shush, then you're treating someone like a baby. And if you do that to Dave, that's going to be for sure. He's going to call you out on that every single time. So watching Mike be like, I can't win, man. It's like, yeah, this doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're fucking Nate or, you know, the head of the fucking gang unit of the NYPD for 30 years. It's you know, Dave's fucking, it's Dave's world.
Speaking of Nate, he's had such a good tweet. He's the funniest, man. Nate's been on a great kick.
He really has. If you forget about Nate, is like who was like an athlete who had like a. It's not even like a resurgence. It's like, is there an athlete who was like terrible from 20 to 30 and then was like great from 30 to 40? Because that's what Nate is.
Yeah.
Huh? Geno Smith. Yes, Nate is the Geno Smith of Barstool. He really is. He really is. Like he was trying, and people were like, "You're just not good at this. You're just not a quarterback." And then you know, found his way, never gave up, worked on it.
Right organization.
It really is. Yeah, I guess so.
So Ian Rappaport tweeted some significant Packers news. The team lays out their plans to replace CEO Mark Murphy, who, by rule, must formally retire in July 2025 when he turns 70. By the way, my grandfather was a judge. He had to retire at 65, too, which is, I think, good.
Pretty fair.
Right? So Nate quote tweets that and goes, not to get political, but it's hilarious that the Green Bay Packers have an age restriction for their CEO, but we have two 95-year-old goblins running for president. Funny stuff. Someone replies to him, it's amazing that rich old people don't want to retire. I'll never understand rich old CEOs still working.
Yeah.
Nate quote tweeted it, goes, some are addicted to stealing glitter.
Yeah.
He goes, after you have endless money, the only thing that makes some people happy is getting out the shovel.
Nate, I wonder what I think there's a few things going on with Nate. I think one, it takes, I think when you're in the content game, you don't realize, at least, I guess I'm speaking for myself, but I would imagine that it is for a lot of people too. It takes a long time to get actually comfortable, like, in your own skin.
Yes.
Like, actually, you know, when we'd say it about it with content and feedback, comments and feedback. I don't read that. It's like, yes, you do. And then you do read it and you say it doesn't bother you. Yes, it does. And then when you actually get to the point where you're like, I've been doing this long enough where I know I'm not going anywhere. I know I'm not going to get fired or like lose all my following. I know that I'm not great. I know that I'm not bad. I'm just here. And so I don't get scared. I don't get excited. I don't get worried. It's just nothing now. It's just, this is the job. And that can take like 10 years, you know?
I would, speaking for me, I would truly say in the last 6 months for something I've been comfortable.
Right. Like very recently.
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Well, I think for you, Out of Order did wonders.
Out of Order, for sure.
Having something that, you know, you really are good at and it's working. And even like when KFC's working, radio's working, but it's like just a lot of polarizing and shit. So it's like a grind. Out of Order is like probably, I would imagine, fun.
I truly think it's. I stopped reading the internet so much.
Yeah,
and not just comments, not just stuff like that, but like I there was always stuff with
the
like
internet, not just it's like knowing how the internet cycles work, where it's just like, okay, I've done this 10 times and I'll do it another 10, another 20, another million.
But it's honestly knowing less. It has been better for me. You know, everything's better for everyone.
Because I always think a part of our job is knowing everything.
But I don't mean like the news. I mean like what people are going through, what people I follow think about certain things.
Sure.
Because you're just like I'm not actively trying to like agree or disagree with people, but I'm like, you know, I was like, well, this person thinks this, and I don't want to upset them, and this and that, and like I was like balancing a million things in my brain at all times, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
And now I just say my opinion, and I don't know how it goes, but like, I'm more comfortable doing it.
For me, limiting just the amount of access that other people have to me is works wonders.
Because you can say it till you're blue in the face. I don't care. Like
Did you care
when you put out something and you're like, that was good, and the first thing is that sucks. It just chips away at your happiness,
right?
And then
and there's a lot of people chipping. Yeah. But like even having gotten off Twitter, I still see some stuff, but there's not just a constant deluge of opinions where it's like, now I just post something on Instagram. I get that thought or that joke or that reference or whatever out. So I'm like, I did my thing. And then there's no like timeline of reaction. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know what people thought about that, but I liked it. So fuck it, you know? But even beyond the feedback.
Because that is the but I liked it. For some reason, that something that always stuck out with me in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I've referenced this before, so maybe you guys will remember it. When they're doing the butt dance, and
Charlie was just like, we just like doing it, right?
Charlie's doing it, but he can't do it. He's not doing it well. It's Smitty who does it well. Jason Sudeikis, guest character, and Charlie's doing it. He's like, I can do it, but, and Jason Sudeikis is like, Charlie, here's the thing, dude. You're not having fun doing it, so we're not having fun watching you. And like, there are times when you're doing shows and stuff like that, and you're like, and everyone goes through phases of just like, I'm in a bad funk, I'm into this, I'm into whatever. But when you're constantly inundated with that stuff, it becomes less fun.
And then it gets worse, so that then the feedback actually is correct because like the product's worse. Yeah, I mean, but even beyond that, it's more just like. To me, it's like it's just a job now. Like for instance, like we're working on growing our streaming channels, and in the past, I would have been like worried about not having enough subscribers fast enough, and like how is that going to make us look, and then I would give up and all that shit. And now I'm just like, I know the formula on how to build this and grow this, and I'm just going to do that because it's it's my job.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether people are thinking or saying or doing. It's just a project that I want to do, and I know how to do it now, and I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I'm not really like, I'm looking at the numbers, but in a way of like, it's working, good, let's keep going. Not like, okay, good, we're gonna have this many subscribers by this date, so people, you know what I mean? So I just like, once you just start to be like, this is the job. I remember telling people, like, if you get inundated with all the bullshit, you will do worse, and you will make less money because of that. So, like, you reading all these comments and Redditors and stuff will affect the money in your pocket. Is that enough to get you to stop? Like, what can I say to make you realize that, like, getting bogged down by whatever it is, the general internet or direct feedback, will make you worse at this, which makes you have less money. So, I think once it just became to me like, this is the job. And I think I was very happy to see Out of Order for you. And it was like, you've got that, I've got this, you're there, we're there. Everything's just like, good. We can just do this, hopefully forever, you know? And this is all to say that I mean, it's not the same for Nate, but I feel like it was probably even harder for Nate not being as natural as we might have been. Like, I feel like there's levels to natural on the mic and in front of the camera, you know? Like, a guy like Dave was great on video, like, instantly. Great on the mic, instantly. We'd have to work at it to be a little bit better, and Nate like even more so. But whatever it is, whatever he's done, it is pretty electric every time now. He's listing it out and people are kind of like laughing, and I'm like, It's a pretty good resume, man. Like in the last like 6 months, like those 5 or 6 things are fucking awesome. Now I don't know, it is different doing it every day. I think Nate is a very good writer and like tweeter. The difference of having like even a second to like think about your tweet or your joke makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we sit around crafting blogs for like days or weeks. We sit there working on the perfect tweet. We're pretty much like shooting from the hip anyway. But when you like literally have a mic or it's live and it's got to be right away instantly, it's hard to hang with like a Dave, But now Nate can kind of do all that, and it's like then it's like he's pretty funny, You might, think something about his reputation or know him from the past, but he's Geno Smith. You go and play the Seahawks and act like Geno Smith is on the Jets still, you're gonna get fucking rocked. You're gonna lose that football game. So, I really hope Nate goes rogue. I mean, I'm itching for Friday because I want to see what he does.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna be on a plane.
But like,
No,
I'm just saying, like,
yes, I will.
is he gonna do it? I don't know. Like, what are we gonna get a live show? Are we gonna get a video? Are we gonna get a promo cut? Are we gonna? It's just something's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
I would hope. The dog. Some people just gotta steal glitter. I love it, man. Nothing worse than smelling like smoke, having it in your hair, having it in your clothes.
It's covered in dirt.
Covered in dirt. That's where the Solo Stove comes in. Solo Stoves are outdoor fire pits that you can use anywhere that cycles the smoke up and out so that you're never going to get covered in smoke. The wind blowing it into your face doesn't matter. They take care of all of it with some sort of, I don't know, science. They make it a nice small size for your backyard, big enough for a big fire, but small enough that it's easy to move around and maneuver. And then it's built in such a way where the smoke doesn't get in your hair, in your eyes, in your clothes, and ruin the whole vibe. Whether you're doing some s'mores in the winter, whether you're doing a little backyard bonfire at night in the summertime, whether you're tailgating, they make it easy to move around the parking lot. They also have some high heat ceramic colored stoves. They've got tailgating grills. They've got griddles. They've got everything you need to basically do cool shit with fire. That would be my tagline at Solo Stove. Everything you need to do cool shit with fire and not get smoky. So go to solostove.com. Use promo code Barstool20. That's Barstool and the number 20 to get $20 off your Solo Stove of $199 or more. Ditch the smoke for good with Solo Stove. Use promo code Barstool20 for $20 off. Your girl Taylor's going on the offensive on that fucking dickhead who tracks her private jets. She's talking about suing him.
Good.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Well, I think that stuff's weird, but it is also just legal. Like, he's not doing anything illegal.
Yes, she probably will not win that lawsuit, but it's probably something like, I will just bog you down forever, and to the point that, like, I don't know, you probably stop.
Yeah. Well,
there's probably
I'll be honest, I think it's kind of lame.
To sue him?
Yeah. But
I think it's lame to do what he's doing.
I think it's lame to do what he's doing. I think it's kind of lame to do that. Yeah. I also think everyone who's getting worked up about Taylor's private jet shit is lame too. Like,
I don't know if this is true or not because it came from Kelly, and she's basically North Korea propaganda for Taylor Swift. But she said that Taylor Swift doesn't crack the top 30 of private jet usage.
Yeah, I actually saw that as well.
If that's true, and I'm Taylor, I would flip it opposite, and I would invite the kid. I'd be like, open books. Yeah. You can look at all my charters and everything and tell the world exactly where I stand. Yeah. And then guys like Leonardo DiCaprio are going to be like, fuck. Jay-Z and Beyonce are fucked.
I saw the list. I don't remember. Jay-Z was definitely ahead of her. I forget.
Where are they going?
Yeah, I don't know where Jay-Z
What is Jay-Z doing? What is Jay-Z do? Honestly, this is... like I said earlier, this trip, I'm doing like less this week, which is crazy because they paid for me to come out here. But I'm doing less this week than like I've ever done in my life, probably in like the last decade. Because I'm either at work all the time, and then when I don't have work, I'm doing kid stuff. But when I'm away, I don't have my kids. So I'm just like chilling for a chunk of the day. But when I run through it, like I said, like we tried to schedule in one more thing and we couldn't because it was still like, all right, I got podcasts in the morning, I got an interview with her, then I'm going to do her podcast, and then I got to do radio, and like that's the day. And I'm like, whew, light work, you know? And I'm not trying to say Jay-Z like doesn't have a job or anything. Obviously, he's like running businesses, but like he's not. What is he doing on a day-to-day basis? And it's not just Jay-Z, but he's the perfect example.
I don't know what people do on a day-to-day basis. I remember when I was a kid and I would see like adults outside during the day. I'd be like, you fucking deadbeat. I'd be like, get a job, dude. I'd be like 5 years old. I'm like, my fucking taxes are paying for you to lollygag around. I was a 9-year-old Republican.
That's great.
Turns out adults are outside all the time.
Yeah, who knew? I guess they're allowed to go outside. But I mean, like, when you get on that level, I bet you're just on the phone a lot. But I don't know. I'm just like, when you're a rapper and you don't make music anymore, and it's like he owns Tidal, but that's not a real thing. And he runs the liquor company, but he's not like working in the distillery. You know, it's like, Jay-Z, what do you do?
He probably masturbates a lot.
I bet a ton. I had a couple moments this week where like I had like a broken brain moment where I was like feeling guilty about just like sitting around. I was playing on my Switch. I was just watching a movie. I'm watching a movie in the middle of the day. I'm like, I'm a bum. I'm a deadbeat. And I was like, it's just 1 week, dude. Like, just try to enjoy it. If that became my life, where it was just like, I don't know, I have like or Jay-Z has like $3.5 billion or whatever. It's just like, I don't know, I'm just chilling.
Bro, speaking of billions of dollars, did you see the list of black billionaires that Complex put out the other day?
No.
This is crazy. It is. It's just, let me see. It's definitely in my...
It's got to be rappers, ball players, and some business people. Which I guess is all the billionaires, white or black.
Yeah, almost everyone is entertainment.
Off the top of my head, and I think of, I mean, if we're counting Tiger, LeBron, yeah. Jordan, yeah. Kanye, Jay-Z, Oprah.
Yep.
Rihanna.
Yep. You're nailing it so far. Okay.
That's probably where I would run out of gas. Like, I'd have to start really thinking. And then there's probably business, like some like record execs, like the guy who owns LaFace Records and Dr. Dre's one.
So
I just rattled off like 10 though. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Robert Smith, $8 billion. I don't know who that is.
I don't even know who that is. Yeah.
David Stewart, $6 billion. I don't know who that is. Jay-Z, $2.5 billion. I don't know that. I mean, I do know who that is. Oprah Winfrey, 2.5. Michael Jordan, 2. Rihanna, 1.4. Tiger Woods, 1.1. LeBron, 1.0. Tyler Perry, 1.0. I don't know if this is the full list.
Tyler Perry's a billionaire.
This is the list that Complex
Tyler
tweeted.
Perry, I mean.
But someone I left off the list is a man named Alex Karp.
Okay. No.
I saw that tweet and was like, what the fuck?
I mean, this man looks like Cosmo Kramer. You know, you can see it in the hair a little bit, but that is either an extremely light-skinned black gentleman or he has got a lot of other race in him.
I mean, if you're Alex Karp, you gotta be like, dude, leave me off the fucking
for
list.
Real. No, honestly, I would say like when you this is Tiger Woods. And Tiger's like 10 shades. Tiger's considered the light-skinned black guy, and he's 10 shades darker than that dude. I think Sean King is darker than Alex Karp.
Dude,
Mike Tirico.
Karp is so white, dude.
Yo, he's pale. That's not even like your light-skinned black guy. You're a light-skinned white guy.
I look like him. I'm simply covered in dirt.
I legit think you and I are darker than him. You're definitely like more red than him for sure. You have more color in your skin than him. Yeah, it's not black, but it's
medium rare pink bitch. Yeah. Dude, it is. I googled him because I think his dad is African American. His mom is obviously not, and his mom's genes ain't no bitch.
I was gonna say either his mom's genes are powerful as fuck, or like she was on vacation the day that boy was conceived. I don't know. I'm not even kidding you. if I'm Alex Karp, I'm sending a message to Complex, and I am.
Oh no, his dad is a Jewish clinical pediatrician. His mother is an African American artist.
So then it's those Jewish genes that power through. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, the Jews are survivors. That DNA is not to be fucking toiled with. I would absolutely send a message being like, "Can you politely remove me from this list?"
I appreciate.
I feel like I don't. This is stolen valor. Because we understand the point of that list, right? It's like obviously celebrating minorities who have like really made it, and that guy has not gone through the struggle. What did he do? What's his business?
He's like I don't know if it's tech.
Yeah, exactly. So like, listen, look at the rest of the list. We're talking about entertainers, ball players, athletes, like, and then you're a white tech guy. Get out of here, Alex Karp. You're the Mike Tirico of billionaires. Get the fuck out of here.
He started his career as a research associate at the Sigmund Freud Institute in Frankfurt. Karp has said he invested in startups and stocks after receiving an inheritance from his grandfather.
Oh, come on. This is the exact opposite of like being a black billionaire.
Yeah.
You got an inheritance in stocks. It's
in
like,
2004, along with Peter Thiel and others, he co-founded Palantir Technologies as CEO. I don't know what that is. That is some software platform that's for big data analytics.
Yeah, come on. That doesn't count, dude. That he's the Mike Tirico of billionaires, just like happy to be like, I'm not going to correct you. You can just keep. That's one thing. That's a good internet story that I feel like we've told before, but you have to realize how many cycles of internet viewers ago that was. But if people don't know it, Mike Tirico saying he's an Italian from Queens and not a black guy was like a moment in my life that I view it as like BC and AD, like pre-thinking Mike Tirico was a black guy versus knowing he was not. Like Mike Tirico, they tried to give him like NAACP awards, and he's like, "Thanks, but I'm not a black guy." It's great. I think he has a quote that said, "My mom is as white as the refrigerator."
They were like, "Sir, we'd like to give you African American of the Year for the NAACP." He's like, "I'd prefer Ebola Gabagool."
Yeah, that's what I mean. The fact that it wasn't even like I'm not black. He's like, I'm an Italian. Okay, you want to give me the Italian American award, and we'll go to the Bronx, we'll go to Arthur Avenue, Little Italy. We could celebrate. What, dude? Get out of here, Mike Tirico. It just kind of like skated under the radar. I don't think people talk about it anymore, but that was a big thing on like Deadspin and the sports blogs. They were like, Mike, like it would never happen today, but like headlines of like Mike Tirico is not black. I think that would happen today. You think so?
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope we're still in that world. Manscaped has their Pro Beard Hedger Kit. It's got the clippers. It's got a nose trimmer, ear trimmer. It comes with the crop preserver and the lotions and the serums that you need to make sure your skin is all smooth. I use the beard trimmer on my face. I trim the beard on my balls. I use it all over, every which way. So they got you covered.
No in between.
Nah, who needs that? It's all my hair. What's the difference? It's different if you're using it, but for me, who cares? They've just mastered the art of cleaning up your body hair if you're a man, whether it's down south or up on your face. All different types of hair, all different types of clippers, hedgers, and then the lotions afterwards to make sure that that it's all, if you're going to trim your face and have it all look good, you might as well make sure that it feels good as well too. So once you're done trimming with the hedger, make sure that you use the crop preserver. Make sure that you use the crop reviver. This is all the things that you can use pre-shave, post-shave. And the best part is right now you can save money by going to manscaped.com and using code KFC for 20% off. That's 20% off at manscaped.com when you get the beard hedge trimmer kit, when you get the nose kit, the ear kit. Get everything you need to make sure your body is smooth and nice at manscaped.com, promo code Barstool20. Somebody kind of asked the question. Who was it? Somebody asked me the question of, is Shane getting SNL like a signal of culture, like comedy's back or one of those things, like things have shifted?
I don't think so. I think all those things are such case by case basis.
Yeah,
but
on some level there has to be like there has to be enough of a shift that Lorne Michaels was like, I won't get there won't be too much blowback from this.
I mean,
I think that's more that Shane is
Shane's,
just so
Shane's mega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think that like if Shane wasn't as big.
But I've thought that the whole time that things are case by case basis. That's why I thought cancel culture was always very overblown, just like anything gets overblown. But like a lot of times it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't make financial sense for me to keep you. People are mad and you haven't proven yourself, so you're fired.
Right.
And like
that was always our take in the
That's
beginning
how
of that.
people get fired from every job.
But I do think there's a level of I would be outraged about this and cause a stink, but also you are so fucking big and popular right now. I know that I will lose that battle. I think people, when they do the cancel culture shit, they pick targets that they think they can run out of town or win the battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now, you ain't going to win the battle. I mean,
well, they still are trying. TMZ put out a video today. I didn't even watch it, but I don't know. It's a new Shane not a new Shane podcast clip. It's an old Shane podcast clip.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to even bring it up to put it out there, but if I was him. Because I've been asking people the question, would you do it? And I didn't really bring up the reason why I don't think I would have done it was not even because of like fuck you SNL. It's like you're willingly going to put yourself through this again, probably.
Yeah.
And
I honestly didn't even watch it. Who cares?
yeah,
Because
I also think
matter.
he's so big that he can just roll through it.
I think it's also partly like getting yourself out there. Like it's a part of becoming mega, but also in that becoming mega, people understand you as a person. Whereas, like, if that's the first thing anyone's ever learned about you, they're
now
like, what
I've
the
seen his
fuck?
act and I've heard some relatable things.
I know who he is.
Right.
Like, you're less apt to, and I think that's a path people should take with every person ever. Where it's like, well, that's the first thing I've ever heard from them. Let me, and I hate the research, do some research. It's not that, but like, let me. Okay, that's a little weird. But I'll keep an open mind and see what else they think about other things and see what they say about other things.
Yeah, I don't know, though, because I do understand the other side of it. It was just like we always say, like, I'm not going to do my research.
But it's not do your research, just don't make a decision.
Yeah.
Like just be going, oh, that's a weird thing. Mm-hmm. Like,
but don't you think you can do that to a fault almost, where it's like you're giving everybody, like, how much slack do you give to everybody? Like, where do you draw the line on, like, I mean, obviously, if someone's, like, commits a crime, it's like, all right, I'm not going to.
I think I strive to give a good amount of slack because I know there's a million things. If it's the first thing you've ever heard about me, like that dude's a fucking scumbag,
brother. Don't I know it? Don't I know it?
So I'm
that battle for about 7 years.
I'm gonna treat others how you'd like to be treated, and so if it's
be normal,
there's a lot. If you just heard that about me, you're like, what?
Yeah.
That dude has a job?
I find you to be very. I don't think that's true. Actually, I think there might be things where like this is a man baby, but I don't think you have anything that comes across as like unlikable. Like,
but I think that's because you know me as a person.
I'm just saying I don't think that's true though.
But like just things I've said jokingly.
Oh yeah.
Like
okay,
if you isolated that, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But like you know me as a person, and like I make jokes, but I don't really think anything.
It's like when
about
you told
anybody.
that story about how you thought you could catch Down syndrome from that kid.
Yeah.
Or that other time that kid had cancer and you like ran out of the room or something.
I don't remember that one, but it's definitely possible.
It was somebody who had cancer and you like again didn't want to catch it from him or something like that.
Yeah, I thought a lot of things were
a lot
fucking
of contagious. Yeah, a lot of germaphobe issues early on there. I think
I ran across the Swansea Mall the first time I saw a black person. I thought it was a chocolate kid like that. I mean, granted, all these I'm like 5, but if I did that as an adult,
as a grown man,
I was like, "Mom, a chocolate person."
Dude, one of the funniest things that ever happened to me, and I was just a spectator in it, so it was funny. This kid, Adrian, in like 7th grade, this black kid fell off his bike, went over the handles, and like fell on his face, and scraped his face up so bad that all of the patches of like injury were pink. And another black kid was like, Adrian, your paint is peeling. And I never laughed so fucking hard. And I was like, I'm just a spectator. They're the ones saying it, but that is so goddamn funny. But anyway, back to Taylor. I am interested to see if there is any like legal recourse for this, because there is some level of like, this is just public record. But you're being a dickhead. You know what I mean? It's like I wonder if there can be not a law, but like anything in life, there should just be like a good faith clause where it's like, yes, plain records are legal, are public, but what you're doing is like harassment almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it borders
definitely.
on the line of like you're fucking with my business, you're fucking with my life. Like that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know. But then I don't know. That's a very slippery slope. That's a very blurred line. I don't know what to do there. But it's just like it should almost be like, okay, this is now your job. You have to do it for everybody all the time.
Yeah.
You have to give me reports on everybody that takes off all the time. Because if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. You know.
I mean, people track college coaches all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a new thing. It's
you know
like,
what the thing about Taylor is? Don't you feel like it feels like that, like almost doing this like gives it credence, kind of? You know what I mean? Or like signals that she's like thinking about it or worried about it. I'm just like, all right. I'd be
yeah, my
confident
plan's in
it.
Tokyo. So am I. I'm doing a concert.
Right.
And then
It's
I'm
like-
going to go to Las
like,
Vegas.
I am a worldwide. You drive everywhere, right? I have to fly to places. It's fucking insane. You take a train to get places that are a train distance, or drive because take places a car distance. I have a plane distance. Could you fucking imagine if Taylor Swift took commercial flights? In what world is that woman gonna even be able to do that? For safety reasons, for logistical reasons, just to keep the goddamn airport running reasons? Like, I'm sure the government is like, yeah, like you have to take the fucking planes.
You should
Crazy.
get Air Force One.
I did see somebody talking about how the government, the airlines have just been stopping the high speed rails for so long. 'Cause it fucks
really?
over their business, which is, I'm sure that's a dirty game, dude. Because I like everybody has said how far behind we are in the train game.
Yeah.
You go to all these other foreign countries that are a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the size of ours.
I
They
believe
have high-speed rails.
the number in Europe is if it's under 750 miles, it makes more sense to take the train.
Crazy.
750 miles
It's pretty much all your trips.
how far is 750 miles? from
Especially
here?
when you live in Europe, like
Yeah.
you're going from country to country, they're a couple hundred miles. We're the only people who go thousands of miles in the same country.
How far are we from New York right now?
I think
like 1,000.
where are we? We're like two. The country's 3,000.
Okay, I
So
thought
we're
the
like
country was
2,000.
1,200 for some reason.
I think Florida's like 1,100.
So from New York to Florida would make more sense.
Yeah, like you could take a train to Florida every time.
We're
Yeah.
2.5 thousand.
Yeah. So like but yes, when you go cross country, you still need to fly. Every time you're going to Boston, D.C., Chicago, like all these could just be a train. Could be easier. Could be better. And the airlines just it's all like probably some fucking lobbyists, political shady, like blowing up the deal at the last minute or stopping the technology or whatever. Because
Yeah.
think about it. I mean, once that happens, the airlines are fucked.
I hope that happens.
It'd be so much better. Although, it'd probably be expensive, whatever. I mean, I'm sure one way or the other, you get fucked. I just want to, you have to go through security and shit and all that. You know what I mean? Would that happen to trains? I don't think so, right?
Trains? No, I buy my
I'll
train.
tell you what, you can't drive a train through a building. So
I buy my train tickets on the train. It
Yeah.
costs me a lot of money. Dude, I was talking about...
That costs a lot of money when you're doing Metro North to go from like Westchester to Manhattan. You do that from New York to Boston. They when I was a kid, like when I was younger, they used to fuck you. Or I mean, they still do, but you just can afford it more. But on the train, they'd be like, it's $7 if you buy it at the machine, and it'll be $29 to buy it on the train. I was like, fuck. When you have no money and you forget to buy a ticket, it was like, well, there goes fucking lunch for the week.
Dude, I was home for Christmas, I think, talking to my aunt, who's like 60. She's been living in New York her whole life. And she's like, we were talking about how much we love the train. And she's like, 40 years I've been doing it. I never spent over $50 to get home. I was like, I spend $280 every time.
I'm like 6x that every time, babe. That is hilarious.
One way. It is a $600 trip for me to get home and back every
Crazy.
weekend. And I go home a lot.
Speaking of going back to what do billionaires do all day, Zuckerberg is taking his MMA training to such a level that the people at Meta are like concerned. They think that he's like too obsessed with MMA and he's putting himself in a dangerous position.
As well they should be.
You think so?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were like the mind of a generation and you like I don't know, fall and hit your head or some shit and like break your brain. It's like, I hope it was worth it, dickhead.
Oh, I'm not even worried about the physical aspect of it.
Just being an asshole. Just being a douchebag.
Yeah. It's just like anytime like anybody gets super into anything, we kind of talked about the hockey earlier. Like
what are you,
super
passionate?
into anything, later in
Fucking
life.
loser.
It's like, dude, this has been here the whole time. What snapped in your brain that now you're obsessed with it?
Yeah.
And like, then let's be honest about MMA and things like that. People who are obsessed with it are fucking psychos. like there aren't many like normal people who are obsessed with MMA and anything. Like there aren't many normal people who are obsessed with anything.
But it did become the wave, kind of like CrossFit, where it's like almost your form of exercise. But it's like, dude, just like hit the treadmill and lift the weights. You don't need to do this whole fucking jujitsu performance,
Yeah, but like even just like I'm talking like obsession of any kind. It means something's off kilter.
What's something you think you could become obsessed with right now that you like if you had all the money, all the time in the world, do you think you would go boating? Do you think you would go fishing? Would you play hockey again? Would you like what?
No, I would travel.
Just travel,
but like
incessantly travel.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with experiences. I'm obsessed with doing new things,
which is very funny because like we talk about how much of a piece of shit you are, but you're really not. Like I'm a piece of shit compared to you. Like I'm very like I'm a homebody. I'd rather chill at home with people. I'd rather like even when I do plan something I like the day of, I'm like I don't want to do this. If plans get canceled, the other day, how great was that canceled the other Monday?
Yeah.
Me and John had to cancel. It was my thing, and then I invited him, thinking.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was something he would like. It was like involving like a celebrity that I think that I know he likes, but just because you like some celebrity doesn't mean you want to go out on a Monday night. And then the night of, my kids got sick, and I was like, I can't go because of my kids, and if I don't go, you don't have to go. And he was like, yes. And I put in the cancel, and then the guys were like, no problem. They'll be like, so that's even better. Like I will cancel, and even if it gets me like quote unquote in trouble, I'm like, that was still great. When you cancel and it's all good. Oh, just go home and come to that. Don't even need the Pornhub. I just look at the text messages. But yeah,
I would for sure just travel and do shit like that.
Where's what's on your bucket list of travel?
Everywhere.
But like, what's next? You gotta have
going to Ireland in April.
You haven't gone to Ireland yet?
Never been to Ireland. No.
It's crazy to
France
me how
in
much.
May.
I very much see the appeal in it, but I don't feel the need to do it. Like I'm like, good for you. Like that's awesome. Go do it. But I don't feel like, damn, I should too, or like, oh, I'm jealous or whatever. It's just like
it's kind of I guess I traveled my whole life, so I always liked it, but like something definitely in the last 5 years or so, like I always liked it when I was young, but I wasn't like holy shit.
Yeah, you really.
I get like really holy shit now.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Rome and like
that's
we're just
good
like,
though.
They're like just like when they were talking, like describing how old places are. I was like, holy shit! Like,
yeah, you're probably
when we were in
older.
Amsterdam. I was like, this is fucking beautiful. Like, I remember I kept saying that on the boat.
Yeah, I think that means you're not taking things for granted.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you get older and you're like, you appreciate that like something being very old probably used to be like, wow, that's crazy. And now whether or not you realize it, I don't think your brain is like processing it all in real time. But on some level, you're going like hundreds of years ago or like 1,000 years ago, there were people here building this, doing this.
I was doing that when I was I went to the Senate Forum in Rome, and I was like people were holding, like I was like where I'm standing right now.
Yeah.
People were holding fucking trials 2,500 years ago. That's fucking crazy.
Right. Which is, I hated the whole Roman Empire thing. I still think that's so stupid, but that is the people who do think about it sometimes, that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah. I do.
I think I'm much more. I'm more interaction oriented. Like I'll get off on that's probably why I'm a podcaster. Like I'll get off on like a conversation.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm actually more cultural. Is traditionally what I like more. Honestly, what I like the most
I'm an uncultured swine.
is telling people about it after. I like sharing the story and like
Interesting.
but like
Because that's a very podcaster thing
yeah.
too. Yeah.
But then my second is experiencing a new culture. And the one I guess I haven't really had a chance to do it much. No, I've had a chance, I just haven't done it much, is like natural wonders. Like I haven't like
Pyramids
I'm excited to see the Cliffs of Moher. Like,
not man-made. So like things that are just
yeah, like I've never
Great
seen the
Barrier
Grand
Reef type
Canyon.
shit,
Like
Great
I want to see
Canyon,
like something be like, holy fuck, like that's just here.
Yeah.
Like,
right. That was just like
Yeah, like
born
I like
by
I like
itself.
I really like seeing things other people enjoy and talking to them about it and stuff like that. And like even that, it's like again like probably in the last 6 months I've just become more like comfortable with like I've been like just like not knowing things. Like tell me about that. Like I don't fucking
teach me, yeah.
I always felt dumb and like I feel more comfortable now just going like, whoa, I don't know what that is. Tell me.
I feel like I've been much more, even when this is why I think the internet, I ended up like working on the internet and it works for me. Like when I moved away from, I was in the Bronx, I moved to Philly and then back to the Bronx, and I had my two best friends in Philly. And so we talked on AOL chat and then AIM like all the time. And so from like a very early age, I was like just doing, texting and chatting because it was like they're my two best friends. So I became very like that to me, like, like go outside and like see the sunset or whatever. It's like I would rather be like literally on the computer talking to my best friends. And then the same thing with like the internet, blogging, podcasting. That's why sometimes even like I'm DMing with like fans or whatever. You'll be like, why are you talking to these strangers? And I'm just and I think probably why I like to interview people and talk to people is I don't care if we're just sitting in a house here, a house across the country, indoor, outdoor, a different foreign place, whatever. I don't care about that, but I would care to like talk to the people, figure out the stories or whatever. It's interesting to figure that out in your life of like, I will do it, but I just don't feel like compelled to like, if I die on my deathbed and it's like, I went to like Italy, I went to Greece, I went to a couple places, I'll be okay with that. Like, I don't think it'll be like a big regret of mine.
My thing that's like I love that too, and that's why I want to go like I guess bucket list. All countries where like they don't speak any English.
Totally different.
But that's scary. Like I don't want to go and be like the ignorant American, the asshole American, like assume you're gonna speak English to me or anything like that. But like I don't speak fucking Mongolian. I don't know. Like I want like Asia. I want to go to Asia. I want to go to Africa and shit like that. But like I don't. What the fuck am I gonna do? Like I guess everyone speaks English. So Donnie does like everything Donnie does. I text him. I'm like, dude, like give me the rundown of that.
Yeah.
And he gives it to me. I haven't done any of it. I really want to do his Everest one. But I guess he
like zero desire to do it. Honestly though, that's probably why this podcast works.
What?
I think we're opposite ends of the spectrum that meet in the middle based on like experience, like talking about things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that the main thing is always talking.
Yeah,
and then it's
like tell me about that, or like tell a story, or laugh at a story.
Yeah,
everything is for the story. It's like yours is travel, and mine's like just fucking around with people through the internet or whatever it may be. So
that's a good point.
It was never intentional, but it was like, wait a minute, that's why this shit works. Do you think real quick before we're getting to the voicemails, will we just do this forever?
I'm good.
Yeah? I was thinking like, do we, at some point.
Nate's asked me that. Where he's like, what's your plan? I'm like, first of all, shut up. And that's not just to Nate. That's to anybody who asks me my plan.
Yeah.
But
this particularly feels like you could do it forever. Like other shows, I would be like, everybody breaks up eventually.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I
could
said
see
it to
like
Nate.
out of order, like if other things start happening, it's like it's just a time issue. But if that's not an issue, I think we'll just be like, should we just talk for money forever? I talk for free or talk for money? I don't know.
I was like, I would think that like it becomes our BarstoolSports.com. Where it like like there we got other things going on, but like that's home.
You come
still.
back to the homepage.
That's always home.
I like that. As long as you people keep watching and listening, we'll keep doing it forever. All right, let's get to voicemails. BodyArmor is the official drink of Barstool Sports. We got the wide mouth water bottles. John drinks about 10 of them a day.
Yeah, buddy.
We've got, more importantly, the zero sugar BodyArmor. The Zero Sugar BodyArmor is an engineering feat. It's a scientific wonder of the world. 0 sugars, and it tastes exactly like your favorite sports drink from when you were a kid running around on field day. It is so delicious. This is the lemon lime flavor. They've got the fruit punch. They've got orange, red, green, yellow. They got all the key colors and flavors for your favorite body drink, for your favorite sports drink with 0 sugars. I don't even know how they do it. I don't know how they make it taste that good. Right now, you can go to any store out there that carries BodyArmor, or go to the BodyArmor store at Amazon. I just get it delivered right to my house. Big boxes. You don't have to carry them from the grocery store or wherever you're picking them up. BodyArmor just comes right to the door. I drink them. I stay hydrated. It's the only thing keeping John alive at this point. Oh. BodyArmor. Go to the Amazon store right now and get your BodyArmor today.
Hey, KFC, Feits, Jackie, Pavs. So I was listening to the episode today, and I heard you guys talking about the Pure Wick. And my first job in medicine was as a nursing assistant. So unfortunately, I'm kind of an expert on all the different kinds of catheters.
God bless you, man.
And managing continence in older patients, all that fun stuff. So you guys were kind of right on with the Pure Wick. It's an external catheter, so it doesn't necessarily go inside the patient. It just sits like right where the opening is, and you put the gauze right there, and you hook it up to like medical grade suction on the wall, and it goes into this little canister, not really little canister, a 1 liter canister that just hangs on the wall and sits there
suction
for everybody to see. And it just sucks up anything that comes out all night long, and I would have to empty it before my shift. It was one of the more glamorous parts of the job. But you guys were also talking about the male replacement, or the male version of an external catheter, and what we used to use on like male patients who didn't get the Foley, which is the full deal. You know, you shove that tube up your urethra and all that fun stuff, which females get those too. These are just replacements for those entirely. So the male version is a condom catheter. So whatever you're picturing right now is exactly what it is. It's
interesting.
It literally comes in a condom packaging, but it's got an opening at the top that you can connect a tube to, and that tube goes straight to like a bag that we would hang on the side of the bed. So basically, rolling a condom on your grandfather's flaccid penis, hooking it up to the tubing and hooking it to the side of the bed and hoping it didn't fall off.
So that my
older demented patients. So because of that, they would actually be extremely sticky. So we would have to prep the area with skin prep, because when we would take these things off, sometimes they would literally rip the skin off of these poor old men's junk. So yeah, that's the male version of an external catheter.
So you got to lube a guy out, you got to lube a grandpa up and jerk him off?
So I was going to say, the way I pictured it, I was like, I'm an idiot. Like, obviously it's more like that, but I think my version might be better. My original picture was like a Air Force mask.
Yeah.
You know, like that, like almost like a cup, but for your mouth, and that connects to a tube. I feel like you put that on before you put a fucking condom on that rips his skin off.
Yeah.
Just put like a.
Well, but then what happens is it's not going to drain fast enough. So I'm thinking just an actual cup, like you wore in sports.
Right.
And
I guess that would fill up.
Yeah.
You need like a wide mouth.
Just floating in
okay.
piss.
Okay. So you need a cup that then has a
wide berth.
Wide opening.
But no matter what.
You know what you need is like a bowl filled with water. It's like they've already thought of this shit, guys.
Dude, him calling it an opening.
An opening. Him saying medical grade suction. I don't know why, but that should be a line in WAP. I got that medical grade suction. By the way, I don't think I love anything enough. Like, hats off to doctors and nurses and shit that are like, you like this enough to do that? Yeah. Because on day one, when that's the shit, I'd be like, never mind. It's like, no, you studied, you got your degree, you paid all that money, you're going to do like surgery one day. It's like, maybe, but if I have to do like months of this first, no, I'm good. Next up.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Glenn here. I hope that you're doing well. Here's something. When I was a kid and other kids used to come into school with injuries, maladies, let's say it was a broken arm, perhaps. That cast, it was more than hardened plaster. You know, it was clout, such that I wanted in. I wouldn't mind to get nicked up. You know what I'm saying? A baddie wants to know what happened to me. A baddie wants to sign my cast. God forbid. Sign me up. Unfortunately, I was Ripken as a kid, and I never got injured. Up until recently, I pick up a nick on my ankle. All of a sudden, I'm walking around with a limp, only to find out that walking around with a limp, like Hagrid in the beginning of Order of the Phoenix. Anyways, I'm walking around with a limp, only to find out it's a detriment. It's a detriment nowadays. You get no swag in walking around with a limp. How am I supposed to be cool and nonchalant if my steps don't even look the same? That's crazy, man. And another thing that I found out, you can put together a $10,000 outfit. You're walking around with a limp, you feel like scum. It's a shame, really. So I guess my question is, at what age does getting injured no longer become cool? At what age is it a little like pathetic?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a great question. It's kind of he's nailing it. I've said this before. One of my longer held beliefs is that there's nothing more white trash than an injured adult.
An injured adult.
Like,
and every time you say that, it cuts me to my core. I'm a chronically injured adult.
Yeah, I don't count you.
If you do something to break your arm, break your leg, like it's like, what happened, bro?
Yeah, dude. I remember being very young, probably when I was like a 9-year-old Republican, seeing an adult man pedaling a bicycle with a cast on his leg. And I was like, look at this piece of shit. Like, what is this guy, a fucking drug dealer? Like, I don't know why. Just like the bicycle, the cast. I was like, get a fucking job, dude.
But what age? Like, if you're a college kid and you're injured, it's like, I don't know, that kid fell off the roof at the party.
Yeah.
But I would say that's probably around it. Like if you show up to work as like a new hire and you've got a cast or something, like you're getting roasted by the managers and shit, you know? So I think it's probably post college.
Yeah, it's post college. Like, it is. Maybe once you can extend to 24, but like, it is. I was gonna say high school. Because
you can get injured in college.
College, you can get injured, but you're getting injured doing scumbag behavior.
Yeah, you're at a frat party on the roof or some shit.
It can be, and by scumbag, I mean scumbag lovingly, obviously.
I feel like we've all done it before.
Yeah.
There is something too about the sympathy of an injury is kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people are like, they don't expect anything from you. They're like, are you okay? They take care of you. But then when that, like, if your parents aren't around, teachers aren't around, all that, you're just like alone. It's just like, well, now this is just a hindrance. This is nobody's here to feel bad for me except for fucking me. So I'm just sitting here with a broken leg. That's what's the word on Nick? Do we know?
Oh, we don't know.
Nick Tarani fell down a flight of stairs, and he sent me a picture of it. It's a strange. It was a red line.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bruise. It was red. Because I thought I was going to see it and be like, bro, that is so broken. Like, what are you even doing at the, not at the hospital? And it wasn't as, I was like, I don't know what that is, dude. Ever since they changed the search on text messages, it doesn't fucking work right anymore.
I don't search.
Like, I'm searching Nick, and all the things that are coming up are like when I mention Nick Hamilton rather than just like Nick Tarani fucking phone conversation.
Shit. We're talking about injuries and stuff like that. I believe I've mentioned this before, but when I transferred to boarding school and I broke my knuckles playing football, my first cast, it was like an early game in the season, so like I didn't know anybody still, and the cast they gave me was like this. My fingers were up like that.
Fucking Dane Cook, brother.
So I would go around. No, everyone thought I was fingering.
Well, yeah.
So people would be like, would you break your fingers fingering a girl? And
I know a guy did it.
They thought I was the weirdest kid in the world. Like, it was just, it ended up becoming my best friend, but he made my life hell. Where he's like, look, this guy doesn't know how to finger chicks. He just fucking. I had a green cast and just went around like this.
Green is great. I know a guy who dislocated his middle finger knuckle in a girl's asshole. He was fingering her like this, and she fell off the bed, and it It broke this knuckle, like the big knuckle. He had to pop his own knuckle back in.
Gorilla grip.
For real. I was like, that girl's tight. Last voicemail.
What's up, KFC? Been a while. So, I have a quick story and then 2 follow-up questions for you. So the story, one of my old best friends from high school, she's, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I have to get road rage out here. One of my best friends from high school, she is, I've had a crush on her forever. We recently reconnected after like not talking for years. Still that same old tension happening. I'm talking every conversation we have turns into some sexual hypothetical. Went over her place the other night, and I mean, we're like basically dating without the sex. Giving each other massages. She's
what the fuck?
Asking all these crazy questions.
Turn off your blinker.
So I guess I'm kind of friend zoned at the moment, but being patient with it. My question for you, have you or Feits ever been in this situation, the friend zone thing, and somehow got out of it? And number 2, for Jackie, this girl, my friend, like, she knows I'm not gay. So, like, what is she doing? She's just teasing me?
What do you think?
It's crazy.
Because that was my first thought. I mean, listen.
Just wondering if you've ever been in that situation.
Getting friend zoned as an adult is almost as ridiculous as being injured as an adult. It's like you either do it or you don't. Like let's not. Everyone has a job. Everyone's got responsibilities. Let's not waste anybody's time here. Let's go or not go.
I'm an idiot. I'm bad at seeing signs and things like that.
You're massaging each other.
My friend asked me for a massage. That friend's getting a little fucking dick.
If you ask me, would you rather eat my pussy or fuck my pussy? Can you rub my back for me? You're gonna get fucked.
and
you're gonna get fucked.
I'm the worst at seeing signs of all time.
Yeah.
Dude, we were at a bar in Chicago. We go out. It's me, Nick, and Donnie. You know what Donnie looks like, right?
Yeah.
Wonton Don?
Yeah.
You know what he looks like. You guys have seen him.
Yeah.
You look anything like this?
No.
So when this woman comes up to us and goes, "Oh my God, what are you guys, twins?" The response isn't, "What are you, a fucking idiot?" She was like, "What? No, you guys like."
You say, "What are you, a fucking idiot?"
We were both like, "What are you, so stupid? He's got black hair, I got blonde hair. We look nothing like you, moron." She's like, "All right, dude, sorry."
That's a scene out of a movie. That is a scene out of a movie.
She like lingered.
Bro,
in her-
that is like a girl pickup line. You're like, I'm just desperate to talk to you. That's all. That's so funny.
We were like, "Look at us." We only like, she's like, maybe fraternal. Like, no, you fucking moron. We're not even related.
Hey guys, this girl over here.
You guys see this pretty chick right here? She's also stupid.
That is crazy. What do you think? Like,
I mean, I think if they're like giving massages,
that's insane. First of all, I think like getting together, like that sounds like you're at an apartment then, right? So it's like if you are alone in an apartment with an adult woman, multiple times, that's not your family or something like that, like you're fucking.
Yeah, and she's waiting for him to make the move. I'm
Right.
agree.
I feel like that's a girl who's like, I don't want to feel like slutty or something like that. But
Yeah,
like,
or just like you
I-
guys being like-
normal gender norms sort of thing. Like you make the move.
I think being like, "Yo, give me a massage."
That's pretty much
the move.
being like
Yeah,
making the move.
Dude, like, she's made the move.
Yeah, she's like, you know,
She's like, we talk about sex all the time. Like,
and you're touching me. You're touching my almost naked body. Next time, just be like, massage me. Just fucking. I'm ready for
do,
my
like,
massage.
Everything but like rape.
You're the best, Jackie.
I already got you a defense attorney. Like, all those signs are here, dude.
Yeah. I mean, maybe guys have gotten a little trigger shy with consent these days, but I got several people asking me for the Drake video, by the way.
Really?
Several females asking me for the Drake video that I had to be like, I'm going to send you a video of a penis now. Do you agree to this? Somebody who works here said, my friends think that they have the right video, but they're not sure. Can you send it? I said, Kelly, you don't need to do that. Yeah, bro, you cannot be friend zoned as an adult. Like, either you do it or you don't. I mean, I guess you can be because it sounds he's not friend zoned. It's not like
Pabs, what are you wearing on your feet right now?
Yeah, those I saw those. I didn't want to say anything,
bro. Those things.
Forget
look
about the dirt. Like he's walking around on a dirty floor right now, but the yellow toes are so dirty. Those white or tan socks? Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say I thought they were white, and I was like, bro, retire those.
I came home from Chicago and then went straight out, and then came home an hour before our flight. And then I was like, I have no socks nor underwear.
So what are you doing? Are you
I just had these are dress socks that were in the bottom of my drawer. That was the only thing left.
Right. And are you going commando?
Socks, so we had to go with this. And then I'm on my last pair of underwear. So probably have to take a trip over to Target today.
Yeah.
Finish off
Bro, those socks look like they should be hanging over a medieval fireplace.
Yeah, like when you had one pair of socks. Those they're so you got to show the bottom too. The bottom, I mean, they're so dirty. They look like they belong in the Holocaust Museum. In the pile of shoes, there's also these socks. I mean, those are and I don't know what. Oh, and they're different. They're mismatched, aren't they? They're one's silver, one gold. Yeah. I don't know why whenever men's manufacturer decided let's make yellow tips for socks was fucking
It's the hide
idiotic.
The green.
Ugh.
Gingivitis.
Gross.
Nope, whatever. It's a G thing.
All right. Who's on our interview today?
Nobody.
Nobody? Okay. All right. That's it for KFC Radio from Vegas. We'll be doing more video and whatnot on social media. We are on Rumble now. We also have a second channel. There's the KFC Radio long form channel. I'll sit back. Sorry. There's the KFC Radio Rumble and YouTube channel that everybody knows where we. So there's been a lot of back and forth about the video product. What we're gonna do now, I don't know if I've said it on camera or not, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the KFC Radio channel on YouTube and on Rumble is gonna be John and I talking, doing the podcast. On Tuesdays. Wednesday is going to be if there's an interview. Thursday is John and I talking for the second episode. Friday is the second guest of the week. So long form post of us and our guests 4 days in a row every week. And then on Rumble and YouTube and all the streaming services, there's a new channel, KFC Radio Clips, where we're putting out original content. Like if news breaks, we just hopped on and talked about Drake's dick. We talked about Aiden Ross streaming. I did a video about Alex Cooper and Joe Rogan. So I'll be doing kind of like 1 Minute Man, but longer formats. So another YouTube channel. I know it's a pain in the ass, but the only way to do it right is to split up long form and short form. It's the only way the algorithm works. So everybody go watch there, and there'll be more content coming out. But as far as KFC Radio, KFC, as far as Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC Radio in Vegas, we out.
I think Friday will be out of order too. Or Thursday, Friday. It's honestly, it's our funniest one yet. It's so stupid.
And make sure you get that smashed potato bowl. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.